Welcome back everyone to Lore of the Shadow, where last time we learned that the enemy is working with the Grey Fear. Yes, apparently the same Grey Fear that created so much trouble in the days of Lilith. And now, the Grey Fear seems to have come back, which is no real surprise to us, but what else is going on? And what exactly is the Grey Fear going to be doing?
This has given us a lot to think about. But what is the Grey Fear?
Is the Grey Fear a person, a spirit, or something else? More likely a spirit, certainly something from the dead, that's for sure. Certainly not a living person. Whatever it may have been, it is responsible in some way for the fall of Cardolan or the breaking of Arnor, and we need to prevent it from working a similar evil against us today. Well, alright, I agree on that matter. What does a Mound thing have to say about this? Well, I guess we are going to have to find out about that, right?
The Grey Fear? No, I've never heard of anything by that name.
It is possible that it might be a disease or an ailment of some kind. Unfortunately, I already know that's not the case. I seem to remember that there was a scholar amongst the Dunedain who dwelt amongst the ruins of old Cardolan, though his name escaped me. Hondarod may know of his whereabouts. He was encamped outside of Karanos, was he not? Perhaps you should return and ask him. Alright, but I will go to Hondarod in Searlond. Unfortunately, I've got some other... Oh, no, that's the mission giver. I need to head out to the farm, I believe. Search for some woodworking tools. I need to defeat some goblins. I need to do all sorts of things out there. I think I've found the farm. Now, presumably there are goblins here, and that there is going to be a pond or lake or something like... Well, there's a goblin. So let's deal with the first of what I suspect are going to be many goblins here. Hey! You know where I can find the pond at so I can put out these fires? Considering the mob name there, Firestarter, I have a feeling he is not particularly concerned with putting these fires out. Alright, let's... I was originally thinking that was a perfect number to face, but then I saw... Oh. Well. You didn't come this way. Alright, fine. Make it convenient for me. There we go. Now, I need to... Oh. Toolbox! The toolbox is empty. The goblins must have stolen the tools, so now I have to recover the tools. And... Oh, is that the pond right over there? That's a tricky thing, finding the pond. Alright, let's go. Ah, yes it is. Alright, there we go. Let's fill the water. The water sloshes over the sides of the bucket. Wonderful. Let's put that out. And let's not set my robes on fire. And now let's... Ooh. Oopsie-daisy, that wasn't good. Well, fortunately, I got this bear helping me. Alright, that's you. And that's you. Now let's put this out. Alright, you got that? Oh, poor horse. Poor farmhand. A survivor. They killed everything! They ate everything! Well, I suppose. I I'm not too sure how many goblins there were, so I don't know how much. Was he's complaining about how much they ate or what they ate? I mean, I suppose from a point of view of someone who's defending a farm, either one could be a matter of concern. There we go. Now, there's another farmhand over there. Let's skirt the. Oh, hold on there. I know, considering the circumstances here, I'm not exactly sure a lore master is the ideal person you want to send out to. Oh, that was Luke Globe. Okay. I'm not sure a lore master is on the top of the list. Oh, and I also got all the tools of the class that you should send out, concerning that I tend to fight with fire. I know, fighting fire with fire, that this doesn't exactly look like the exemplary scenario in which to be fighting fire with fire. That's all I gotta say. So yeah, let's see, we got, okay, there's a block mole leader. Oh, stop doing that! There you go. That's what you get for that. Now let's see, what do we need here? I have, oh yes. We need to get that out. We still have 2 more people to rescue. Tomer and Tom. Alright, new one over there. There is a 2 rings over on this side. Oh. Let's put out a few more flames. Good. And throw out a couple of fire starters. Good. Let's see. Alright, here is our friend that we want. Oh, come on! Good grief. He gets a little finger scratch and he immediately goes into healing mode, it looks like. There you go. And there is Tom, and now you said something about not being able to defeat you. Well, what do you say about that? Good. And now the slightly longer named Tom. Anyway, that takes care of everything. Oh, I need 1 more fire to douse. And I shall be done, I think. There we go. 1 final fire. And it is time to return. I put out the fires. You did it! Oh, thank you, thank you. I hope that we could go home soon. Well, there might be a few more goblins to worry about first. And also, we have rescued several people.
You did it! You really did it!
Ooh, completed quests of Cardolan. Oh, that's good. Yes, welcome back. You did it. I didn't think that you could, but I am more than happy to be proven wrong. Thanks in order, I suppose. And I hit level 28. Ooh, and I get Staff Sweep. So that means I could hit more than 1 foe at a time with my stick. Let's see, 3 targets. And then finally we have Kendrew.
You found them. Now I can start to pitch in around here.
Thank you, friend. Thank you for everything that you've done. There you go. And that takes care of the tools. Well then, It looks like we are getting to the denouement, considering that I have finished up the minimum number of quests in order to complete the deed. But now, let's get back to Searlund. I have found Handred. Let's see what he knows about the Grey Fear.
Someone or something called the Grey Fear, you say?
I have not heard of such a one being involved in the ruination of the Old Kingdom, but I am no scholar. You should speak with Narndir, if you could find him. He always possessed a keen interest in the history of Cardolan, and was always to be seen writing in one of his many journals. Ooh, what? What's wrong? Oh, I'm very sorry to hear that, but especially for Meneldir. I know that they were close. Narnir never had a bad word to say about Meneldir, even after he left us. It was not so for many others. Perhaps Narndir can still help us, Pinelore. I told you of the journals that he kept. Well, I know at least one place where he hid some of them. To the east, beneath one of the towers of Karanost, there in the hollow place. Search there, and see if Narndir recorded anything of this grave fear in the years before he perished. Well then, let's go to that location. So I need to find the hiding spot and then search the hiding spot. And that is fortunately in a location that isn't completely surrounded by orcs, because the other parts of Karanost are not exactly the top locations for going if you want a nice quiet read. Now let's see, that will be up around here. Now I suppose that one would think, but let's just say at least they didn't send us the Goldberry, so I would have to return into the old forest or anything like that, because that would have been quite painful to go through again. But of course, we all know that Goldberry knows a great deal about the Grey Fear, since she's the one who told us everything we know about it. Now let's see. This place is matched to the description given. Alright, so now I need to search for the hiding spot. Oh, there it is, right over there. Hidden cache. And inside the small coffer you find a leather-bound journal wrapped in a cord. Okay. See what's in it. You should bring the journal to the location it describes, the throne room in Karanost. So I need to read the journal in the throne room of Karanost, located in the highest point in the ruined capital of Cardolan. And I am right below it, I believe, so now I have to get up. Yeah, because it's right there, but I have to, I think I need to climb up it via the bridge. Hey, can I get up this way? Yeah. Right? Or... oh, how cruel if I can't make it. Oh well. I guess I'll have to circle around. I had to practically get next to Handrod here. Surprised I wasn't asked to report to him before heading over to the throne room, but alright. Actually... oh! Oh! Actually... I got the order mixed up on where you had to read these things. Yes, you had to come in a place surrounded by orcs first. Well, glad I noticed the quest arrow before I got too far along on this. Oh yeah, getting through this fun place without getting killed. Let's see what we can do. Speaking of places surrounded completely by orcs, I guess it's up there where I need to go. Well, let's... Oh, hi! Do you know the way to the throne room? No, I don't care about Saruman. Alright, now. Let's see. Is this... Actually, that... No, I took the wrong turn. Okay. So I did have to go that way. Never mind. Let's head on back down here. Didn't look like it was going to lead me to the highest point. Oh. Through here! Aha! That's what I missed. Of course. We got them over there. Good. And being chased by an orc. Not so good. Especially for the orc who's about to... Oh, and... Hey, go after the Defiler too while you're at it, because... I don't like Defilers. They just defile everything. Hey. And I don't like those totems either. Hey, get rid of the totem too while you're at it. Thank you. Now, well, no, not there. Up this way. Yeah, you have to take the scenic route in order to do anything in this place. Hey, you died before you got that off. There you go. Now. Well, he's over there, which obviously means that's where I need to read this. And I was thinking in a place not too filled with orcs. Oh, I was such a summer child. Now, let's see. Let's go. Now, anything... This appears to be the location about which Narndia wrote. Okay, good. Let's get rid of one more of these guys before I attempt to do anything here. Good. Now, let's read it. Reading. The writing is so evocative that you'd almost imagine King Arnor II is here.
You will think I have taken leave of my senses.
You may think that I have taken leave of my senses, but after so much study I feel as if I have come to know these figures of the ancient past. When they suffer, I suffer. When they mourn, I mourn. And when they triumph, oh, no one could understand the joy I feel at their triumphs, few though they might have been in those dark years. I feel as if I know them. Amlith, the builder, once Prince of Cardolan and then later Prince of Arthinian at Fornost. Eldamkiel, Prince of Rudour, Kinslayer and Accursed. And Prince Toandor, with whom I feel a close bond. The third and youngest son of King Ariandor of Arnor, was doubted not only by his brothers, but also by his own people. Those who lived in Cardolan during his rule as prince called him Tarandor the Afterthought, but it was an epithet that he would overmaster. When corrupt nobles promised plunder to the hill folk tribe in the south if they rose up against the prince, he rode forth and vanquished the invaders. Tales of his valor grew, and Tarandor the Afterthought became Tarandor the Forthright, beloved by his people. So it was that when Arnor, king of Arnor, and father of these three princes, died of an illness without naming a successor, there was more than one claimant to the throne. There might have been blood spilt then, as there would be later, but Heimlat suggested a compromise. Let the kingdom of Arnor be divided, he said to his brothers, with each of us to rule the province in friendship and alliance with each other. Tarandor then became not a prince, but a king, and he was known as King Tarandor II, for there had already been a Tarandor in his line. And the king of Cardolan, he ordered a throne built and a crown forged at Caranost, and the fortress became the capital and the new ruling seat of the young kingdom. And even now as I write these words, I feel tears welling in the corner of my eye, for I see the seed of treachery and death growing in the very foundation, and know what next must transpire. Read Narrator's Journey near the top of Amon Fearn. To the top of Amon Fearn. Here we are back at Amon Fearn, and the suggestion here is to climb the path located on the north side of the hill, as opposed to the path that we took last time. Bit of a suggestion there. Now, I suspect that I may be climbing a little bit higher than intended there, but we'll have to see. I think that here we are. Where's the path going up the hill? That's sort of the tricky bit. It's one thing to... Maybe I better ask my bear to come along here. Alright, now we're up the hill. Ah, here we are. Who's shooting at me? Oh, a spirit! Well, that's not good news. Oh, hold on. Oh, that's a half... I thought I was saving a ranger for a moment. No, that is a half orc there. Well, I guess I'll just have to kill them both. Now, where were we? Oh yes, I am supposed to be getting through all these spirits and half orcs or whatever else is in this area, and finding a good place to do some reading. Now, where were we? This appears to be the location about which Narndia wrote. Alright. Good. What a wonderful place to do some reading, isn't it? Oh, here's the ranger. Okay, good. That means this would be a good place to do the reading. Alright, let's do some reading here. And the writing is so evocative, you can almost hear the sound of battle. Wonderful. And here we have Lord Almondir and King Arthandil.
Arthedain, Cardolan, and Rudar were enmeshed in bloody fighting for near all the years of their existence.
Ah, alright. So this is after the three kingdoms were started to actually fight then. There were few battles had such cost as the Battle of the Dead Mount. 400 years after the hated Eldamkil slew his brother Tarandor, another king of Rudar marched deep into the kingdom of Cardolan. King Malgan, it was he who broke the gates of Caranost at the head of an army of hill folk. Much of the royal family was slain on that day, but Malgan was unable to find King Arthandil. Sensing his strength was near to overreached, the king of Rudar and his armies fled across the South Downs. Maddened by his grief, King Arthendil pursued them, and at last soldiers of Cardolan caught up with the fleeing Rudauran at the hill amongst the barrows. It is said that they fought so fiercely that the blood ran down the sides of the hill in great rivulets, and bodies filled the gullies at the feet. And when the fighting was done, both Arthendil and Malkin were dead, each having dealt the death blow to the other. The hill is known today as Deadmount. Red flowers bloom there ever after, and do they do this day. I picked one of these flowers on an overcast afternoon, when the sky was gray and it seemed the rain must soon fall. But it never did. I enclosed the flower within my journal. It will be reminder that there can be beauty even in sadness. A faded red blossom is tucked between two leaves of Narendir's journal, and it crinkles as you turn the pages.
After King Artundil fell at the Deadmount, it was Amandir who rallied what remained of the host.
It was Amandir, the lord of Tirn Gorthad and keeper of the barrows, who rallied those who remained of the Cardolaran host. Crying the king's name as he charged, Amandir rode down the fleeing men of Rudaur. The son of Malkin was captured and later ransomed, and a costly peace between the kingdoms was purchased. The crown of Cardolan was offered to Amandir then, but he refused it. He would not name himself king, and instead he took the title of prince. He would rule from Dol Ernir, his own keep in Terengoran. The primacy of Cardolan waned, and Elendil's line now only held the true in Ardolan, and the dead seem to have their own opinions about this reading. Yes, now where were we? Oh yes. He made himself a prince because he was not of Elendil's line, so he felt that he should not claim a crown in that case. Amandir rode to Fornost to offer his fealty, and with the reunification of Arthedain and Cardolan beneath Argobed, the newly crowned king of Arnor, there was once again hope that the line of Elendil and the troubled kingdoms of the Dunedain. But it would not last, for there was a power behind Rudaur's evil, and it walked in secret. Aha! So, I would presume the secret of that is going to be related to the Grey Fear. And I should bring the journal to the location it described, the southeastern corner of Tirn Gorthad. What will we find there? We'll find that out in the next episode of Lore of the Shadow.